Hello, this is a message for someone who feels like they have a really hard time hearing their own inner voice, their intuition, even their own true feelings or opinions. You may be a person that when you get asked things like, what would you prefer from this and that, you don't know. And it feels like a big task to try and figure out what you want or what you like. Okay? It feels like pressure, feels like a task. It's not easy for you to get in touch with how you really feel or what you really want out of situations. You find yourself more so trying to navigate situations with the least annoyance possible. I don't know why I'm getting that. Like, you're just trying to get through life the least annoyed possible. Okay, so this is really like, it's not about having a personalized experience for you so much in your life. You don't cater to yourself very much. You make yourself do. Okay, you make yourself go for the basic easy thing often without giving yourself many choices or much opportunity for personal enjoyment, and you just are very sort of on autopilot. And it might be even where special occasions come up and you like don't feel very motivated to celebrate yourself, to do nice things for yourself when you deserve it, when you did something remarkable, or you achieved a goal, or you reached a milestone. It's hard for you to celebrate yourself, to do things that are nice for you. And oftentimes it's because you don't know what you want to do. Other people may ask you, what do you want to do to celebrate that, celebrate your birthday, whatever it is. You don't know. So oftentimes you just don't know what you want to do. And this is whoever this message is for, if you're resonating, the big problem that I'm getting is you have created a world for yourself where everything is really loud. Other people's opinions, other people in your life, the world, like about current events, other people's voices are very, very loud in your life, and they are so loud that you just don't even hear yours. Now, it probably hasn't occurred to you that your own inner voice is drowned out by all these other voices. But especially when, intuition is kind of a muscle, and when we don't have a strong intuitive muscle that we've worked on over time, it will be very weak. Okay, so the voice will be very subtle and low and weak and difficult to hear and discern when you don't pay a whole lot of attention to it in general. Okay, so whoever this message is for, you're in that situation where your inner voice has become so low that you would have to turn the volume down on everything and everyone else to even hear what it's saying. So it's actually a really easy solution, is you need silence. Okay, so that might be easier in terms of people's opinions that you consume on the internet, on television, things like that. Maybe you're a person who listens to like a lot of podcasts and things like that whenever you have any spare time or silent time. So you need to start giving yourself silent time. Okay, and in the beginning, try not to pressure yourself with hearing anything, any of that inner voice. Try to just create more of a quiet in your mind, because intuition is also kind of like a bunny that you have to attract to you. You can't coerce the bunny to come be friends with you. You just have to be the kind of presence that a bunny wants to approach and become friends with. Okay, so I mean, that comes very natural to some of us, but if it doesn't for you, it's a lot about embodying just who you are and sitting with it, sitting in the silence and the stillness that is you. The Christians like to say that thing, what is called, I think it's in Proverbs, it's called sit still and know that I am God. I think that's it, the phrase. That's a very, very profound short phrase. It is very insightful to the spiritual experience. Okay, it's only in that stillness that you can connect with God inside of you. But it's in that stillness that we can all connect with God, okay? Think about space. Outer space is probably completely silent and still. That is God. You know, it's like the prime matter of God, okay? So you just have to tap into that in you. And for that, you have to quiet the intensity that surrounds you so your senses are not overstimulated by that. And once your senses are more calm, then they'll be noticing different levels of nuance within you. There's a lot going on within you that you're not noticing because your senses are overloaded with outside stimulation. Whereas the things that are happening inside of you are a lot more subtle. A lot more subtle. The things happening inside everyone else too. You will become more in tune with other people as well once you become more in tune with yourself. You'll also start being able to see who's in tune with themselves and who's not, okay? You can see that in children. When children are really small, they're very in tune with themselves. They're in tune to that inner stillness. They know who they are. Then at some point, usually I've noticed 5 to 7 years old, they lose that because then they become more ruled by the outside, okay? Unless they have, you know, very different kinds of parents. But that's usually what I've noticed. You can also observe it in animals, especially cats and dogs. It's easy to see when they sit and they're just tuning in to that God frequency and to their own inner stillness, you know, and that's how they find that incredible inner peace they have. That's available to you too. And once you tune into that, then your own inner voice will start, you'll start hearing it in the background. You'll become the observer. And the thing about our inner voice is something we observe and hear, okay? So you have to become the observer. You have to give yourself the time and space to be able to do that. As you work on it, that intuition muscle will get stronger, and so that voice will be easier to hear even in situations where you're not perfectly still and things like that. But it's only when you work on this regularly that you get a stronger intuition muscle, and that voice becomes louder and you can access it at more times. So hopefully this was helpful.